Okay, so I don't think we could sell the world's best off-road machine unless it includes some of these shirts that we had made for it. So, yes, we do like Jeeps because they taste like chicken. This thing is unreal off-road. There's nothing like it. The way it flexes, I mean, it's just unstoppable. The buyer of this is going to be in absolute heaven. It's amazing. Okay, I thought I would just give a quick demonstration of how I drive it, just a normal, going down the highway. So we have our 6-speed transmission. What I prefer to do is start in 4th gear, which is just in the middle. So if you just let it rest, that's in 3rd and 4th. I go down to 4th gear, and then I have the splitter up. So I find that's kind of a good gear just on flat ground to start. If you're starting on a hill, you'll want to use 3rd gear. But take off here. This waist-gated turbo is so nice. So now I've hit 5th gear already with it split. And then I don't split it again until after I'm in 6th. So I already gone to 5th and 6th. Right now we're doing about 30 miles an hour heading down the road. And then my last shift, because I'm already in 6th gear, is to drop the splitter down. And now I've got that taller gear. So a combination of having the splitter as well as that waist-gated turbo really changes for the better the way the Unimog works. That extra horsepower and the splitter and the taller gears, you really can drive this and keep up with traffic very easily. Like a normal Unimog, like this style of Unimog. They are normally so noisy at the highway you need to wear earplugs. So yes, I have to raise my voice on this one, but you can still talk to your passengers, and even the windows down. Not too much wind noise with the windows down even. Okay, so I'm just here in my driveway, and here I've got this in the super crawler gear all the way forward. I've got my splitter back, so that just gives me my 6 normal gears. So I'm in 1st gear here, so I can cruise along at a decent speed, but then without having to shift through this, which is sometimes kind of difficult to do, you just pull this up, and now I'm in my super crawler gears. Just you can pay attention, you barely see it turning. So if I got up an obstacle, then I come back to my splitter, back to 1st gear here, cruise along. And I actually do this a lot, even just in crawler, to get going when you're in between obstacles off-roading. Come back, so you had an obstacle, throw your splitter back up, and just to show off here, there's crawler. So if we pay close attention, we can see that tire turning. I think that's what I would call low range. Jump back in here. Okay, back in the cab, push the clutch in, drop my splitter, come back in here, go over to third gear, pull it into the garage. Okay, I'll kind of do a demonstration of your low gears here. So first and second alone are your kind of you know, turtle gears. So those are more your these are your working gears over here. So and forward, we're back here into your standard, and so I'll show you kind of an idle, how slow. So it's still pretty slow. So that's your first gear in your standard gearing. Okay, now I've moved over into my crawler gear, which is center position. Again, first gear, splitter on. Your crawler and your super crawler only work with your splitter up. And so this is again is my idle. So off-roading, these are kind of the gears I use. I don't even need to use first. Usually I'm like in third. Even that's pretty slow unless you're doing something really crazy. And the last thing we got here is we'll go into super crawler. So forward, still in first gear, splitter up. Now, this one, you have to actually focus on that tire turning. So this is your over 600 to 1 crawl ratio. So here I'll give it some gas, high RPMs to make it a little easier to see. So see I'm at higher RPMs here, and it's crawling. I mean, this super crawler is mainly just to show off. This thing's pretty cool to watch it crawl that low.